Alright.
All right, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Just
E3
chilling.
hype.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I guess we're gonna do our predictions. So we did five for each company, the real ones, and then I guess one for Ubisoft and EA.
Yeah, I
Um,
did, I might have done a few extra ones for the third parties, just because there's some things I think they're gonna announce, but, they're not as big as the big three.
okay, I have a couple backups in case ours are safe, but I'll come up with a couple of Ubisoft and EA ones. But I say we start with Microsoft, and I will let you go first. We'll trade off five, and if one of yours is taken, or one of yours is taken by me, or vice versa, we'll cross it off our list. So, all
Okay.
right, what do we have for Microsoft to start off?
So for Microsoft, I think obviously they're gonna start with the Scorpio, but I think their first game they're gonna show is going to be Crackdown 3, and they're gonna give us a beta for it as well.
Beta that day?
Not that day, but we will be getting it shortly after E3, I believe.
Damn it. Okay, I had Crackdown on here as well. Mine was Crackdown gets the Scorpio like headline, like that's the game they feature with
Hmm.
it, except that there's no gameplay, and it looks
Again,
nothing like the original Crackdowns.
uh,
There.
I'm excited for it. During their alpha stuff, the full destruction looks cool, but let's see if they could actually do that.
Fair. I just want to see something from the game. Like I expect,
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense they didn't have it last year because they were kind of stacked last year. Like I thought.
Yeah. No, surprisingly they were. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll go next. I'm gonna say Scorpio price. I'm gonna say $500 for a 500 gig model and $600 for a terabyte model. That's it. I think that's even generous for the price of that console.
Yeah, I actually didn't have anything about the Scorpio down personally. I was just going with their game announcements. But yeah, I think that. Yeah, probably because they're putting a lot of hardware into that system comparatively to the PS4 Pro,
Hmm.
so the price is gonna have to be bigger than the PS4 Pro. Like, just that's how that's gonna work. I feel.
Agreed. They came out with that article that showed that the PS4 Pro, one in every five new PS4 purchases are PS4 Pros. Is that a good sign, a bad sign, or is that pathetic? Which one do you kind
So it's still a niche product, I think. 1 in 5 is okay, but it's not like earth shattering.
of?
But it's enough that they can still, you know, pit stuff on it, obviously, but not enough where they could ever make exclusive stuff for it. If that makes sense.
Does. Like I have a PS4 Pro and like I solely only got to play like Horizon in 4K and it's pretty much the same thing. It's niche.
I just got a Sony 4K HDR TV today, so
Ooh, there you go.
yeah,
Fair.
exciting.
What's your next prediction for Microsoft?
So I think when they show off the Scorpio, they're also going to do a little surprise here and double down on Play Anywhere as well. I think they will market the Scorpio as a full gaming machine, but not limited to just Xbox. Also have the full Windows 10 uh, OS on it, be able to play PC games. Because they're already talking about having, you stream PC games to your Xbox One. Phil Spencer wants that. Xbox One's getting keyboard and mouse support. I actually think it already has keyboard. I think it's getting mouse.
Which makes
So I
no
think they're gonna.
sense, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I think they're gonna super double down on Play Anywhere, and I think they're finally gonna go with the Xbox as a service model, which I think is fantastic for them. I think that's what can bring Microsoft back up to big numbers, in my opinion.
I want to kind of debate that a little bit before we go to our next one because like you've been saying that they've been needing to make the switch to like PC architecture for a long time and just have the Xbox as like almost like a Steam box in a way. Um, I tend to disagree with that because like it's not like the problem that I have with Windows 10 PC games. Like I own ReCore on both, and one plays way worse. It plays way worse on
Yes.
PC, and I don't like
Oh no, keep on going.
and
'Cause-
like I don't know like everything. I don't want to say that it's optimized for Xbox One and not PC because everything's optimized for PC. It just doesn't make sense that the Windows platform has been as shitty as it has. Like when Quantum Break went to Steam, I bought it on Steam finally. Like I wasn't gonna buy it on Windows 10 like services. So why is this gonna be any different?
so the reason I think this is gonna be different is so UWP has been an experiment And it did cause terrible problems with Forza Horizon 3. Like that game, I can now finally on my 660 6600K GTX 980 machine. That game only ran at like between 30 and 45 frames per second. That was pathetic. That was just awful. Yeah. Terribly optimized. Recore, terribly optimized. I mean, that is a Unity game, but even so, it ran just fine on Xbox.
Even Gears 4, that runs on Unreal.
Well, Gears 4 was well optimized, and they recently updated it. But I want to see them be serious about, because the Windows 10 Store, in my opinion, it is a failure. It's a mess. It's not organized. They don't have a good team on it, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think if Microsoft, the gaming division, made some special request to the Windows 10 Store, because the Windows 10 Store is not, Microsoft Gaming Division only has a small say in it.
Exactly.
But if they do a bigger push, potentially that marketplace might be able to be saved. That's just a gamble, personally. And, some of the stuff might not happen. But I still do see them announcing more Play Anywhere titles regardless of what happens. I do think that's just going to be the standard going forward. I don't know if they're going to, fully embrace on the Scorpio, but that's what I hope. So I guess that's more of a hope than thing that might happen. But
I like the Play Anywhere idea. I was still confused about why this helps the Xbox marketplace. If anything, it hurts it, but I feel like if the Scorpio can get that optimized gaming to where it needs to be and just give the feature, it might help. But I don't know. There's too much risk in that. I'm not sure where that's going to go. So we'll see.
Well, no, I agree. But Microsoft's CEO doesn't really like the gaming division. He's more of a service man. He wants everything to be a service. So that's the biggest reason I think it could happen, because Phil Spencer. He only has so much say. If the big guy up in Microsoft's like, hey, you guys are a service now.
Sucks to suck, but
basically. It's. So they're in an interesting place, I think. And Phil Spencer, he is trying his hardest, but there are some things that are out of his hand, sadly.
That's fair. I love Phil Spencer. I feel like he's in a losing battle right now. Not even in battling Sony in sales is for the Xbox. I just think the Xbox was doomed to fail when what's his name left? That dude who went to Zynga. What's his name?
Oh, Don Matrick, the guy who we have a system for that, the 360, while trying to advertise the Xbox One.
Apparently, nobody knows. I checked online to see where he's working. Nobody knows where he's working now. He left Zynga in a year. So
yeah,
poor Phil Spencer. But I do like what the Xbox platform's doing. I just wish it was anything close to the PS4 as far as exclusive games. Which, speaking of exclusive games, my next one, new Tomb Raider that was leaked a couple months ago, shown, runs well on Scorpio. Unfortunately, it's another timed exclusive, but I bet the game looks awesome.
Yeah, no, I think that's actually fair, because they're working on a new one.
Oh yeah, that dude who fucking left his laptop out and got it leaked that way.
I love how that happened to Ubisoft first with Assassin's Creed, and then it happened to Eidos. It's like, man, just don't bring your laptop on a plane, apparently. Well, don't work on a non-disclosure agreement project on a plane, guys. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's your next one?
So my next one is they will have a bigger focus. This goes along with the Play Anywhere, by the way.
Okay.
A big focus on Sea of Thieves gameplay with the cross-platform play, and it will get a beta soon after the show's over.
No release date?
They're probably gonna give a release date too.
Microsoft's pretty good with release dates. When they're press conference, they usually have dates and they're pretty accurate. They don't really delay games. Gears had a date, Recore.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm in the Sea of Thieves alpha. I cannot say anything other than that, but I really, really want people to play Sea of Thieves. It is something special, but I can't say any more than that. It's
sure.
Just.
For somebody who doesn't know anything about the game but the E3 trailer from last year, my biggest fear is that it's not going to be deep enough to play casually. Like I can't jump on right now and play for an hour and have fun. I would need it's like Rainbow Six Siege all over again. Kind of like game's not fun unless you have people. But I hope I'm wrong. That's all. That's all I want to leave it at.
I will say one word. Well, one thing. Boat drifting. And that's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say.
Okay. Okay.
What's your next one?
Next one. Cuphead is a no-show. There will be no Cuphead. Not shit.
Well, they basically reworked the entire game. Remember, it was just gonna be a boss rush game, and now they're like, shit, we need to actually add more stuff to this.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to that team for their idea, but like now that idea is so old and bland that like it doesn't matter how great that game is. Like it will just be a platformer at this point with cool bosses. Because the novelty is worn off, and that's unfortunate. Because that game would have came out last year, it would have been amazing.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, hand drawn games are like insane. Like they're like, I mean, there's still something new, but now they took so long that other games are already starting to do it. I mean, look at Indivisible and stuff like that. I think they missed their mark. I think, like you said, if it came out last year, they would have been amazing. But I think it took too long.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably still could be a great game though.
No, it'll still be fine, but like it's not. I know this is weird to say like a game coming out at a certain time is better. I disagree with that. I think that a game makes a bigger impact on the community when it comes out at the right time. But I mean, nobody even remembers about this. Like nobody's talking about this game, and that's unfortunate. But there's a reason why. So
yeah, it's timing. Like, yeah, no, I agree with that.
Fair. What's your next one?
So my next one, now I don't want to spoil the story for Halo Wars 2, but I am betting a lot of money that we will get the Halo Wars 2 expansion, and it's going to be a big one. It's going to be like, you know, an actual expansion, with a lot of content. Because the game was great. Blitz mode was fun.
It was okay.
What?
Like I mean, I was not a fan of the game, and I like being a StarCraft player. Like I already wasn't like the biggest fan of like this watered down RTS. But I gave Halo 2 Wars a fair shot, and I was just like underwhelmed. I was like, come on, like.
No, that's fair, but I still think that's what we're gonna see an expansion for it because
Good prediction.
there's two things, but I won't spoil the game for anyone. Obviously, I don't want to do that. But definitely gonna be an expansion because you know they're not announcing Halo 6, and there's one more wish really I have for Halo regarding E3 that I will get to later, but I think Halo Wars 2 expansion is definitely gonna be on that list.
Okay, I don't expect that, but you know I hope I'm wrong.
We'll see.
Let's see here. I don't have a lot of Xbox. New Gears of War is revealed, and Halo. I actually 343 says that they have something to show. I'm gonna say it has nothing to do with any Halo game.
I mean that could be.
And like I know that that's all they really do, but I promise you that, or I don't really, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, but like, having no Halo 6 and Halo Wars 2 being by a different developer and no Halo 3 anniversary, like there's nothing to show. Like there's not. Halo 5 is dead to them. They're not gonna make DLC for a 2-year-old game. Like,
Well, I was trying to add to that.
Okay.
There will at least be. This isn't my wish thing, but there will at least be one more big downloadable content for Halo. Not big, but like medium sized. If you go into the game files, they have brute weapons that have been prototyped for about 3 months now. They're still using human skins on the weapons, obviously, but I mean, you know, there's brute shot, I believe, and just a bunch of brute weapons. So there's gonna be a brute themed DLC, free DLC for Halo 5 coming soon. Don't know if that includes anything else, but
why? This is the worst Halo game. It's easily the worst Halo.
no. Story-wise, yes, I will. No, multiplayer was just fine.
Multiplayer
Except
is
for, yeah,
No,
multiplayer's fine. Single player was one of the worst things about it, though. I mean, it was the worst thing about it. It was absolutely like.
It was atrocious.
Yeah, no. If I have a lot of things to say about that, but
Fair.
we'll,
You go ahead.
we'll
You go ahead. I'm gonna call that Gears gets a trailer, just like they did in 2015, or when did Gears 4 came out? Was 2015, I believe.
Yeah, I know they just released a new update for it, but it was either this year or it was last year.
Whichever year it came out. You know what? I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Okay.
Gears of War 4 came out last year in 2016. So
Okay.
you'll
Oh
get
yeah, it would have been 2016.
you'll get a teaser trailer.
But
Nobody's
I
gonna
thought
be
so.
excited. Like nobody's gonna be excited. And no Halo.
Gears 4 didn't sell that well.
Neither one of those
It's-
games sell as well as they used to. Like this is the problem with Scorpio though. Like you need Halo and you have no Halo. Like how are you gonna sell this console?
Wait till I get to my Wish one, which I think has a slight possibility of happening, and then
Okay. How many you have one left?
I have one left.
All right, go ahead.
So this one, I think they're gonna not close the show out with, but it's gonna be one of the bigger announcements for Scorpio. They're probably going now. Obviously, it won't be developed by the same studio for obvious reasons, but I do believe Fable 4 will be announced.
Fable 4 with Lionhead being done?
Yep, I think they're gonna give it to a new developer, and the biggest reason I say this, and I think a lot of people here could agree with me, Fable Legends, and I like Fable Legends in the beta. It wasn't a true Fable game, but I still enjoyed it. But that game cost $75 million in production. I know Microsoft's done with money, but they're not dumb enough to throw away like millions of dollars worth of art assets because that game was gorgeous.
No, it looked great, but it was to Fable as Ratchet and Clank All for One was to that series. Like
Exactly. I mean, it was a fun game, but exactly like that was the problem. But those assets can easily, and I mean easily, be reused. It has a lot of potential to also bring back the Fable series because Peter Molyneux kind of. We'll go into that later.
yeah, Peter Molyneux's why I hate that franchise. So
Exactly. Now, what can a Fable look like without Peter Molyneux? That's what I'm interested in. And I'm hoping they don't go with the canceled Fable 4, where it was like dark, broody, like London, Victorian era kind of thing. Like, that just didn't sound like Fable. I mean, Victorian London, fine. Like, that's perfectly fine. Like, having magic come back into the world and everything like that.
yeah,
Just don't make it dark and broody. Comedy is the thing I want to see in Fable, I don't want to be like super serious, edgy. I can't take any more of that from Microsoft. I want something lighthearted from Microsoft, and I think Fable 4 is the perfect game to do it.
that's a good prediction. It's a really good prediction. My last prediction. Ooh. Ah man, you got my one. I will go with. You know what? I'm just gonna go with my biggest shocker. I call Devil May Cry 5 on Xbox's stage.
Well, you got me on one thing, but for a different company. But I think that Devil May Cry 5 is definitely gonna be at E3. I 100% believe
You just don't
that.
think it's gonna be on Microsoft stage?
Actually, I mean, that one was a toss-up for me when writing this list.
Yeah, I mean Devil May Cry definitely screams this is Sony's stage. Like we own like all the third-party publishers, but I think what they did with Tekken last year is under the radar. They did a great job. That game turned out to be excellent. I think that's the biggest surprise is they'll pull that for this conference. But like that's a shot in the dark. That's probably my one I'm the most doubtful on, but I'm gonna stand by it.
Yep. That. I mean, I still think, regardless of what happens, Devil May Cry 5 is 100% going to be at the show. It's been rumored for the past 2 years. Every time the voice actors get asked about it, they get all secretive and stuff. And it's clear that's been in the works, especially since Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition outsold the DMC Special Edition by a large factor.
Devil May Cry 4 is underrated. That game's awesome.
Well, one thing, I don't want to go on Devil May Cry tangent here, obviously, but everyone hated that because they didn't like Nero's character. I'm like, why? He's fine. He's perfectly fine. He fits
Dante.
perfectly.
He's essentially Dante.
Yeah, but I mean, not as much of an asshole, but...
Fair. Okay, what's your wish? What is your wish?
My wish, and the thing I think has a possibility of halfway happening. Okay, so when they announced the Master Chief Collection, before that, when they were when 343 was constantly asked about, Halo 2 Anniversary, is it happening? Is it happening? Like, no, it's not happening. And like they said factually, Halo 2 Anniversary is not happening. Like they went on record saying it's just not happening, not a thing. Well, it technically didn't. They didn't lie, because Halo Master Chief Collection was not Halo 2 Anniversary, but it included an anniversary update to Halo 2. So, my wish is, and I can even pull up screenshots here. So if you go into the Halo Channel app, which has been abandoned for a while in the Windows 10 store,
well, let's pull that up. Let's pull that up. We can do that on here. Hold on.
Okay.
No. I got it here. It's being recorded on the channel right now.
Do you have access? Like, can you, view Windows 10 app files?
I have the App Store open right now.
Well, you have to actually go into the files.
Where is it located?
Let me check my computer really quick.
Cool.
So, for anyone who's watching this, sorry. Let's see. So if you go to, I have my Windows apps installed on my D drive. But if you go to Windows apps, and I believe it is, Microsoft.Halo channel. And then, literally right here, if you go into the folder, you see Halo Master Chief Collection config.appkey, and then you see Halo Master Chief Collection.config.signed. If I open any of those in Notepad++, oh, that one's not that exciting. But if I open the signed one in Notepad++, I actually get to see the permissions. I get to see the allowed title ID. So Master Chief Collection was worked on PC. Like, all the information's right here. Like, Halo 5's on here or anything, just Master Chief Collection. And the expiration date for this license isn't until 2024. So, I mean, that's standard part for the course. So, if anyone at home has access to their Windows 10 apps, in case Patch can't get it up in time.
I can't.
No. Okay, well, just go open it up, and you will see these files there. Open it up in Notepad++. Master Chief Collection was worked on for PC at some time. Whether that's been canceled or not, no idea. But what I think will happen is, we all know Master Chief Collection was a huge letdown when it came to online connectivity. I mean, if you look at it as a package of single-player stuff, great package. But all the bugs killed the multiplayer for that game. It's dead. Just super dead. Now, how can they fix that? Because, they keep on saying they're evaluating, but we never hear anything about it. So what I think is going to happen is at E3, the small Halo thing they will announce is going to be Master Chief Collection revamped with the Halo 3 anniversary update. That way, they were not lying about there not being a Halo 3 anniversary by itself.
Now, here's the problem with that. My question is, are they going to resell the Master Chief Collection?
No, I do not think they're going to resell it. I think
it'll be a free update?
Yep.
Wow, that's a lot.
Well, think about it. They still have to apologize for it. Because, I mean...
companies don't apologize for shit.
They released ODST for free. They gave us a new free map. They didn't have to do it. They know they need to make it up in some way. But to make some money off it, because it's Microsoft, they can't just do this for free. I do think they will release it for PC as well, and that's where they'll sell it. So if you didn't buy it on Xbox, you have to buy it on PC, and then it'll be cross-play and all that other fun stuff. But I do think it's a possibility. It's a wish, and I know it's far out there, but I think it's a possibility.
Okay. My final wish, and this is actually probably a mix of my prediction. I'm going to call Sonic Games, who make Rocket League. They announced a new game.
I can actually see that.
I mean, I'm doubtful. It's a wish, but I could see them being on stage. If anything, I mean, they could milk Rocket League for as long as they want. They're not going to make a sequel to Rocket League, because that's stupid. They'll make a whole new game.
Yeah.
And milk both of them, and that's my wish.
Fair. It's Rocket League, but with guns.
With guns. Okay, let's do Nintendo because they're a lot shorter.
Yes.
First off, I want to go on record that the Nintendo Direct yesterday was bullshit.
Well, you know my stance on that. I still think stars exist, but Game Freak sucks so hard.
All right, I'm gonna get my first prediction out of the way. Pokemon Stars. Actually, there is no new Pokemon information at E3. The game will be at E3, but there is going to be nothing new, and they're going to milk the fuck out of Pokken, which will piss me off so much. That game is 2 years old. Like, it belongs on Switch. I'm not saying it doesn't. Save that game. But, come on. Like...
Well, again...
The game's 2 years old.
It's all the Pokemon Company. Nintendo just publishes their games. Tomorrow you could see Pokemon go to Xbox. They would be allowed to. Nintendo owns nothing with Pokemon. They are just one of the best publishing partners, so they go hand in hand, kind of.
Fair, but, I mean, okay, I'll blame it on that company, but regardless, Pokemon's a no-show at E3.
Oh, no, I know. I just want to tell everyone,
Fair.
blame the Pokemon Company, because I'm tired of their shit, too.
Fair. All right, that's my first prediction.
I'm sure you have this one too. Monster Hunter Double Cross, but in America, Generations X, will be officially announced for North America and Europe, for 3DS and Switch.
There are a lot of people who love Monster Hunter, like a lot, and I bet they're great games. I just can't get into it. Like I tried 3 and I tried 4 Ultimate, and I just couldn't get into them.
If you're not into grinding games,
Yeah, I hate grinding games.
yeah, because it's basically like I don't like comparing games to Dark Souls, especially since this game came before Dark Souls. But if you like Dark Souls boss fights and a huge amount, like hundreds of hours of grinding, then the game's for you. If you only like one of those things, the game's probably not for you. If you like neither of those things, avoid it at all costs.
Okay. My next prediction, I'm actually gonna get 2 out of the way, and then I'll let you
That's
do
fine.
2. Because mine are, I actually don't have any positives on Nintendo. I have no faith in them at this E3. They have not delivered an E3 in a long time, so I'm not excited.
That's fair.
And I love Nintendo, so I'm gonna say ARMS and Splatoon in the 30-minute conference that they have. ARMS and Splatoon take up over half of that.
Okay.
No, like ARMS comes out literally the day E3 ends, like the day after, and that is gonna get so much coverage. And it's going to be most of the show floor, and it's going to be so annoying. And Splatoon 2 is going to be the same way. Like, they're not going to show anything. Like, I have faith that it's going to be Mario, Splatoon, ARMS, and a quick preview of 3DS games and Nintendo Switch, like, indies.
Well, actually, so the 30-minute announcement conference that they're going to have will have no 3DS announcements whatsoever. They're cutting that all out of the 30-minute presentation.
Okay, that's good. That's my 2 predictions, and I'll even throw a little bit in here that there's going to be it's only going to be those 3 games and some indies.
Well, when I wrote my list, a lot of things happened. So it kind of sucks, but also like it's fun to see like some things be confirmed and deconfirmed.
Mm-hmm.
So my 2. So there's going to be a big focus on indie and third-party titles, but it's not going to be at the press conference. They're going to do what they did last E3 and show that all during the Treehouse, so Nintendo constantly has attention on them during the showtime at E3.
But I don't know if that's going to work or not. People were obsessed with Nintendo last year because of Zelda. They don't like Mario Odyssey is not going to push as well.
I'm thinking about E3 2015 when they did this then.
And they had
last year was just Zelda.
Yeah, the year before that they had what was their big game like? No, they fucking Star Fox.
They had Metroid Federation.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God, I hate that game so much. But
so
they didn't have shit at E3 to begin with. I think their press conference was like, "Oh, where's the NX?" They showed a bunch of cool 3DS games. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then they showed Star Fox, and that was pretty much it. Like, it was really underwhelming.
Well, I think they're gonna not that they're not gonna show big indies or bigger third parties at the press conference, because I think that will happen, but you're not gonna see all of them. Like I guarantee you, we're probably gonna get release dates for Duck Game, Towerfall, all those games that are supposed to come out by summer, I believe. we're gonna see all these games get just release dates, this, that, prices, just throughout E3. So, it's gonna be like day 2 of E3, and all of a sudden, like, where did all these Switch games come from?
Okay.
I think that's what's gonna happen. And then my second one to go along with that. Now I know they said they weren't, but I think they're just flat out lying about it. I think they're gonna show Virtual Console. I think they're gonna show Virtual Console for the Switch, but I don't think it's gonna be called Virtual Console. I think it's gonna be called something completely different, like Nintendo Classics maybe or something like that. But I think they're gonna show, I think we're gonna see GameCube emulation on the Switch. There's literally zero reason why it's not possible.
I'll tell you why there's zero reason, because Nintendo fucking hates us.
You're not that wrong about that. Actually, no, you're right.
I don't see them showing Virtual Console, and the biggest reason is because it kind of doesn't make sense why they haven't shown it yet, and I don't see this being the right time. Like, the right time was showing the fucking console with it, and this is just like... This wouldn't excite anybody. If anything, it's already annoyed people enough that they haven't shown it, that this doesn't, like, reward those people for waiting. And that's, like, so... It could. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't think so. But, like, even if they did, I would be just throwing my hands up like, what the fuck? Like, this makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense why it doesn't exist now. Like, you have this entire catalog that clearly works on the Wii U and even worked on the Wii for a long time. I think it still works on the Wii. Why can't you port that over? Like,
well, I mean, so, the Switch is running a Tegra X1 GPU. So, if you just take a Shield, a little Shield tablet, you could run GameCube games at 1080p, like maxed out, like everything, anti-aliasing, anti-scopic filtering, just fine. And that's without knowing the exact hardware specs like Nintendo does. If Nintendo does this, it's going to be even better than that. No, I mean, yeah, it's frustrating. It will be frustrating if they don't announce it. So I will be right with you if they don't announce it.
Fair. All right.
Next one.
Next one. Mario Odyssey gets a limited edition console, and the game gets a release date alongside that limited edition console.
Yeah. No, I don't have that in my predictions, but yeah, no, that's gonna happen.
That's as simple as it gets. Next.
Yep. One of their surprise announcements will be Animal Crossing Switch announced.
Damn it! That was my next one. That was my last one.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'll think of that one.
Well, I'm gonna add with this that it's also gonna I hate this, and this is one thing I hate that the Switch does, because their phone app that they're gonna have their online service run through is coming out. I think we're going to see increased compatibility between the phone apps and the Switch, and the Animal Crossing app was delayed on the phone. So I think that might have something to do with, Animal Crossing coming out on Switch. I think there will be some compatibility there. But regardless, I think Animal Crossing on the Switch is 100% coming. Like,
I'm looking for this.
It's time.
I'm looking for this photo right now. Hey, I found it. Okay. You can't see it, but there's this article... that showed how the voice chat works. I have it on the stream right now.
Oh god!
It has the headset and this fucking Splatoon squiggly little thing that plugs into the phone and then plugs into the headset of.
No, I know.
How are you supposed to play on the TV with this thing? All right, I'm putting it away now. But
the thing that's dumb is that I know the Switch, they could update this thing to support normal voice chat. There's literally zero.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna re-release the Switch like the DS Lite, and it's gonna piss everyone off.
Yep. I mean, regardless though, I'm just gonna use Discord. I've been doing that when I've been on PS4 and Xbox One even. I just use Discord now. I think
my fucking original Xbox had more functionality online than this thing. It makes me so mad. But whatever. I don't play Nintendo games play online. I don't care that the service is $20 a month. The only game I play online is Puyo Puyo Tetris. What else is there to play online? Okay, if you're going to take my Animal Crossing, I'm going to go with... I'm going to say New Donkey Kong Country gets a trailer. I don't think Retro's working on a new Metroid. I think they're working on another Donkey Kong Country. Or worse... Okay, I'm going to be more specific. Tropical Freeze gets ported.
I'd be okay with that. I think Tropical Freeze went way under everyone's radar when it shouldn't have.
No, my top 10 platformers list, I almost put it on there.
Yeah, it was great. But a lot of people got angry that Retro's not working on Metroid. But at the same time, picture if they were just making Metroid by now, I probably got sick of Metroid because right now I have hope for Metroid because we've had two bad games from two different developers that maybe one developer Retro will eventually come back after taking a break from it for so long and just knock it out of the park.
Will it be a Metroid Prime style game if they did, or would it be a 2D action adventure?
I can actually see them doing a 2D one. I could see them doing a 2D one too. It would probably be Prime though, but I can see them doing a 2D one.
Okay, that was my wish. I wish for a new Metroid game because there's
That
really
same.
I
I think
think
Metroid Prime 4 or Metroid Prime Trilogy Remastered.
I'm satisfied with Zelda. I'm happy. Mario Odyssey. Okay, I have a new wish then. I have a new wish, but go ahead. You go with your.
Well, also I'm gonna throw this one out there since this is my last prediction. It's very obvious. Mario and Rabbids gotta be officially shown, but
Yeah, but
I don't care. Shoving that one to the side.
game is whatever. Ubisoft's weird support for Nintendo consoles that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, with the wish one of Metroid though, again, it's just I want a new Metroid. Nintendo needs a first-person shooter on that system. They absolutely just.
They have Splatoon. That's not a first-person shooter, but that's what they're content with.
Yeah, but that one's more the multiplayer-focused one. The story's not good. I think they need a good, solid, 30-hour-long first-person shooter because we haven't seen a long first-person shooter in a while. I mean, we had Wolfenstein, The New Order, which was super good. I mean, it was long, but not like terribly long. Very good first-person shooter, but the style of longer story-driven first-person shooters has kind of died. Like it was
Red Steel, like those exclusives, and I don't think Zombie U is an exclusive anymore. I think it's on PS4 now.
It's on everything now.
Yeah.
But so they need a long story-driven first-person, and in my opinion, it's a dying. Like I don't want to say dying art because that's lame, but I will say it anyway. Because I mean, Half-Life 2. Like I remember playing Half-Life 2 and like, man, this game's probably gonna end after like 6 hours, and then like 6 hours later, it's like, no, new plot twist. Go over there, and it's like, it kept on going and going. And
Half-Life 2 is awesome.
Yes, it is. We'll never get a third one,
Nope.
but Metroid had the same thing. Like, I mean, it was more linear and focused, but this huge sprawling world. But it took me a long time to beat it, and reading all the data logs and everything like that, it was exciting. It was great, and I think that kind of first-person shooter, Nintendo needs to capitalize on because there's not a lot of them, and it's something a lot of people look for too, but it just doesn't exist anymore almost.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing about Metroid. I really got a little Samus sitting up there. Got a little Amiibo.
I would love for a new Metroid. Like, I just don't think it's gonna happen. My boldest wish, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 HD remake.
I think if we ever see the Virtual Console, I think that's gonna be a thing.
I want a remake. Like if they can,
You want a remake?
I want a remake because those games are beautiful and they're still beautiful. And if they can get that game on Switch, I will forgive a lot because I love those games. They're two of the best Mario games ever. But
I think they're two of the best games ever. Personally, like those things are damn near perfect.
They would work on the Switch so well. And like the only thing I'm thinking that wouldn't work is like the whole Starbit thing that you had to have on the Wii version. But like you could live without it. They've ported plenty of Wii games that they don't even care about motion controls anymore.
Well, have you seen World of Goo at all?
No, yeah, I have it on Switch. It works awesome.
Yeah, I think they could pull it off still.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the best of the three, and I am going to say the best of the three because they're the only ones I play games on as much as I do. I've been like balls deep in Persona 5, and I forgot about my Xbox One, to be perfectly honest. Sony!
I let my friend borrow my Xbox One. It's actually not even here right now.
Thanks for bringing it to that LAN party, by the way.
No problem.
Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to let you go first.
All right, so my first thing was, you already mentioned this, but Devil May Cry 4 announced at Sony's conference.
That I I'm just taking a guess on Xboxes because just because the Tekken had like that weird thing.
Sorry to hear dogs, by the way.
My dog was barking too, so it's fine. I agree with you. I think it'll show up at one of the two, but if I had to bet, it would probably be Sony's. I'm just playing the devil's advocate by saying Xbox.
Honestly, I think it's a flip of a coin.
I agree.
Alright, what's yours?
Kingdom Hearts 3 is a no-show.
Yeah, I mean, that's guaranteed. No, I mean, I hate to say it, but guaranteed. It hurts me to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna cry if we keep talking about this.
I saw a lot of these prediction lists on YouTube, and a lot of people had Kingdom Hearts and were like, "Ooh, you're gonna be so sad. You're gonna be so sad."
Yeah,
because I just don't see it happening.
No, I heard the article that says like the Sony executive saying, "Oh, Japanese companies are really gonna step it up this year," and I'm like, "Yeah, but not the only one that matters. Square Enix isn't gonna show us anything."
Well, my thing, basically the Japanese company, my next thing's gonna go into that, but it's gonna be very disappointing.
No, all right, you go. We'll start with that topic then. You go next, and I'll go next, and it'll be about that article.
Yeah. So they're saying Japanese publisher to come in a big way. Well, I do think Capcom will again with Devil May Cry 5. But then soon after they'll be like, "Hey guys, announcing Monster Hunter 5." Now, the reason I say this is there's been lots of rumors going around that Monster Hunter 5 will be on PS4. Sony actually apparently during Street Fighter 5 talks paid Capcom to exclusively not put Monster Hunter 5 on the Switch. Right now there are two teams for Monster Hunter, and apparently they're splitting off. One team's doing Monster Hunter 5, and then the other team is doing the Monster Hunter Portable series.
Yeah.
So the Portable series will be the games that, if you're a Monster Hunter fan, you're gonna love. Like they're gonna still stay Monster Hunter. And here's why I say this is disappointing, because Monster Hunter 5 is gonna suck. It's gonna suck so hard. The current rumors have it as an open world game. They're removing weapons. There's barely any crafting, which is half the goddamn point of the game. Just from what all these rumors are saying, and a lot of them are saying the same thing consistently, which I didn't believe this at first at all. But rumors kept on coming out from different sources saying the same things. And Monster Hunter 5 is just gonna be bad. I think it's gonna be bad. You do not take Monster Hunter. You do not make it an open world game. You don't get rid of weapons, the main mechanic of the game, which is freaking crafting from dead monsters that you kill. And they're trying to westernize it. Like, that's the problem. They're going to try to westernize Monster Hunter, and it's going to fail.
Well, look at Zelda, man. Like, anything's possible. Like, do I agree with you? Fuck yeah. Like, everything I hate about that game just sounds worse by your description of what Monster Hunter 5 will be. But... yeah. I mean, you gotta look at Zelda. You gotta look at a couple other games that have made the jump to open world that did all right. Like,
the only way I see it working all right is if it's styled more like Dragon's Dogma. That's the only way I will accept the Monster.
The game's so good.
That's the only way I'm gonna accept Monster Hunter 5 if it's just a new Dragon's Dogma.
Fair. Okay, my prediction on this topic as well. I'm gonna say that Atlas makes a shocking announcement. I don't know what it'll be. It'll probably not be Persona related. They'll probably mention Persona, but
Shin Megami Tensei 5 is 100% going to be coming to PS4.
They'll make an announcement. That's my prediction. Is they will be on Sony's stage. They've never been on Sony's stage as far as I'm aware.
No, not really. They're usually actually, since you're going to E3, Atlas is always in this weird section of the convention hall. Each year I went. Yeah, it's just because you're going to be walking between the two halls a lot. Have fun with that. You're going to have blisters 100%. But between these two halls, there's this little door.
Yeah.
And when you go into that door, that's where Atlas is. It's like, why are you here? Why aren't you out there? It's so weird. But it's also nice because you get to talk to their community managers and everything. It's really cool.
Okay. Let's see here.
Should I go with my next one, or?
Yeah, go ahead. I just went. I'm sorry.
So, we all know Crash Bandicoot's coming back. Woo.
Yeah.
Personally, I was never a huge fan of it. I acknowledge that, they're probably fun games, but I just never got into them. But Now, one thing I am excited for, I think because of Crash Bandicoot, Sony also negotiated Spyro, and we're going to see a similar Spyro HD like re-release, as in the same vein as Crash Bandicoot.
It's a bold prediction, and it's also one that I hope doesn't happen because I don't like Spyro.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't like Crash Bandicoot, but I think
that could be a possibility. Like the pre-orders are so insane for Crash Bandicoot that Spyro gets the re-release treatment as well. I mean, that's a good prediction. I think that's really good. My next one, there will be a God of War trailer. There'll be a Detroit Become Human trailer. There'll be a Days Gone trailer. They all get release windows.
Yeah, I think that's probably how they're gonna almost section up the show. I think you're gonna see one at the start and one at the middle and then one at the end, with maybe God of War at the end because I think that's gonna get a lot of coverage.
I have a different prediction for the end, but okay.
Ooh,
Your turn.
excited for that.
Yeah.
This one was actually confirmed. Sadly, but I'm still gonna say it anyway. No Death Stranding info. Kojima went out today, confirmed no Death Stranding info at all, and I'm okay with that. I don't want them to show anything if they don't have anything to show.
I love Kojima, but like he's right. Like what they showed at the Game Awards was just like,
I don't know why I watched.
Why does this exist? Like, why not? Why do you have to show this? Because Jeff Keighley wants to like make love to you, like.
Oh, he does. You saw those eyes.
I actually, all kidding aside, I actually loved Jeff Keighley's speech on to what he said to Kojima because he really does give a bunch of shits about that man.
Well, I mean, and Jeff Keighley, he actually does care about the industry. I actually think he's a great guy. I mean, he goes overboard sometimes, but he's great.
What he said to the Xbox execs, like, you could buy the 360 if you know the Xbox. Oh, so just. Get a 360 after you're going to tell your fans? Like, no, I love him. That one, what was it? When he was interviewing these guys for game trailers, they were doing Dante's Inferno, and he's like, yeah, this looks like God of War. Like, everything you do is a fucking ripoff of God of War. And the developer was so pissed. Like, I love Jeff Keighley. Like, bless his heart, and especially during the 2013 Game Awards where Joel McHale just fucking, like, shat on his whole show.
I do have one thing that goes with Kojima, though, because he is at E3. Now, this is weird. This is really weird. I don't know if you saw the...
It's Kojima, so of course it's weird.
Well, but this is weird. Like, even for Kojima, because of a certain reason. So, did you see that whole E3 list that got posted of, like, scheduling times and all the events and everything?
Yeah, there was that weird one with Developer Digital on, like, Monday or Tuesday or something.
Well, this is like a stage show that Jeff Keighley's actually putting together during the court.
E3 Coliseum or something?
Yeah, Coliseum. So, Kojima's actually going to be meeting with the director of the Metal Gear Solid movie and having like an hour-long talk with him.
Oh.
So, I don't know what that's about. But that's going to be an interesting talk regardless.
I had a friend in high school who was a big Metal Gear fan just like me, and he always said that if they made a movie, they should cast David Hayter because they can make him look like Snake. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah, there's a lot of things, but I mean, it looks like the movie is going along though. So that's something. Konami's apparently bringing Castlevania to the Switch today. I don't know that was something I saw online too. That they're talking about.
I love Castlevania, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, apparently they're thinking about it for when the TV show on Netflix releases. I mean, this is all off topic, but I did see that, so that's kind of interesting.
That looked fucking awesome, by the way, that Netflix trailer.
Oh, if the Switch game is anything like that, I'll be so happy.
Fair. Am I next? Or are you next?
Yes. You.
There will be little to no VR games on the press conference stage.
I agree, except for one, but I want to hear more. Because this actually goes right into my next one. So
go ahead.
So I agree, but I think there will be one, and I'm super excited for it because I've been wanting to see more of it for years. Dreams.
Oh, Media Molecule game, right?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, personally, the reason I'm excited for it is because just the creative aspect. The fact that when people can create things, in this in Dreams, when they create things, they can actually export it on their computer. They could create an entire level, characters and everything, and they can put it into Unity, Unreal Engine 4 if they want to. They extract it as an FBX. So I think they're going to show that as a tool for creators, which they already kind of have. And I think that's going to be their big VR game, is Dreams. It's not going to be the most groundbreaking thing, but that's also why I say it's going to be their big VR thing, because they're probably not going to show anything else with VR.
That's fair. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any VR. Like, I'm not saying the VR was a complete failure, because it's not. It was actually pretty successful.
They sold 1 million.
I just don't see them pushing it the same way they did last year. Actually, last year the way they pushed it was really annoying. That Final Fantasy bullshit. I like the way they did Resident Evil 7. And
they made the Final Fantasy 15 look like such ass with that, though.
I mean, did that make it look like ass, though?
That and the Xbox One. I mean,
dude, the Xbox One was like one of the worst things I've seen in a long time.
Here's this boss fight, and then they play it so terribly. It's like, you should have scripted this. This is the one time you actually should have scripted all of this.
Spoiler alert for anybody who's not played Final Fantasy 15. 3, 2, 1. They should have done the Leviathan fight, like the one with Lady Luna.
That would have been sweet.
That could have been really cool to show, and not the fucking Titan that I had no problems fighting in the game, for the record. So that's fair. That's me. So that was your prediction. Is that yours?
Yep, that's mine. Dreams is gonna be their VR game.
Okay.
And now I think we're on to wishes.
No, I've got a couple backups I can just throw out real quick.
Oh.
Okay, Bloodborne and Until Dawn 2.
Yeah, Bloodborne 2 I think is a given. If it's not Bloodborne 2, it's going to be Miyazaki was talking about making a game inspired by Visions of Escaflowne, which would be dope. But if it's not Bloodborne 2, it's gonna be that game. It's literally one or the other. But I agree.
Sucker Punch comes out with their new game and it confuses the hell out of everybody. Nobody knows what it's about or cares.
Hold on. I think I have it here somewhere. Shit, I don't. Okay, I was gonna make a joke. They're gonna announce the game I've been waiting for. Rocket Robot on Wheels 2. 3 people will probably get that reference.
I don't even know what game that is.
It was Sucker Punch's first game on the N64. He played as a robot in a carnival that got taken over by an evil squirrel. And it was a physics-based platformer, and it was amazing.
I'll have to check it out. That sounds actually kind of cool. I love Sucker Punch. I think Infamous is slightly overrated as a franchise, but a lot of people love Infamous, and I beat all the games. So Sly Cooper is still, I think, the best franchise for them.
I'm actually downloading Infamous to check out my HDR on my TV, see how good it is.
Oh, nice. I have a 4K TV. I just don't have HDR, so my PS4 Pro gets.
I thought you had a Sony too.
I have a Vizio.
Okay.
And then
everyone play Rocket Robot on Wheels. It's good.
Spider-Man is a no-show.
So, that is apparently getting a lot of coverage, though, regardless. It might not be at their conference, but it's going to get a lot of coverage at E3.
Fair. Okay. What's your wish?
My wish? I want to see Medieval reboot.
Medieval. Do you remember that game? Holy shit.
Nope. But I want a reboot just because.
I mean, they brought back fucking Grim Fandango and other stuff, so nothing's impossible. My wish was... Or go on, I'm sorry.
Well, actually, it's because you brought up Grim Fandango. Also, to add on to that, predictions, I think there will be a Psychonauts 2 trailer, and it's going to be at Sony's conference.
That would blow the roof off. That would be huge.
Tim Schafer's going to be talking about it a lot at E3, so...
I hope Psychonauts 2 gets a trailer. My wish was Kingdom Hearts 3, but I'm not an idiot. I'm just gonna hope
is that hope, or are you just a masochist? Which one is it, Patch?
I don't even want a release window yet. I know I'm not gonna get a release window, so I'm not expecting it. But I want something. This is bullshit. And I can go on to a rant. We could make an entire hour video about how fucking shitty that is.
I think it just comes down to Square Enix needs to rein in Nomura fast, because this has happened in every single project he's been involved in until they step in. They need to do more supervision on him. It's getting to the point where it's just it will eventually ruin their business if they let him have this much free reign.
Fair.
Because he's not Kojima. He's not Kojima. I mean, Nomura's great, but he's no Kojima.
I have my 2 actual wishes, and I think one of them is true, and one is a wish I want, and one's a wish I don't want. I want Last of Us 2, Part 2. I think they'll show game. I think that's what they're going to show at the end of at the end of E3, and it's going to be fucking incredible. It'll be the trailer of the show easily.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Last of Us is still popular. Yeah, no, I can see that.
I'm going to predict as well that this Marvel Square Enix project is a no-show, and thank God.
That I also agree with. I don't know about the thank God thing. I think Marvel could potentially be doing something interesting with this, but I agree it's going to be a no-show.
My reason for saying thank God is release your other fucking games first.
Oh, okay. If that's the reason, yes. They need to get Kingdom Hearts out of the way.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. The Dissidia got announced, and I'm excited for that. That game looks awesome. But I think, isn't that a different developer?
Dissidia's Koei Tecmo, and they've been working on the arcade machine for like 3 years now.
Didn't they do Dead or Alive?
Yep, but apparently Dissidia, from my understanding, is very good. I have a friend who went to Japan, played the arcade cabinet, which is still updated, and they said there's still lines for it. Apparently Dissidia Final Fantasy is like just really popular in the arcades. He even uses a PS4 controller. That's what's funny about it. It's like, yeah, we know it's coming to PS4 using a goddamn PS4 controller.
But there's mine for Sony. I think Sony will once again be the best of the show, but what I really don't want to see is I don't want to see the fucking shit from last year of over half of their games were given no release date. They were given no window.
They were just shown.
Hey, you want to jerk off to video games? Here are all these games you want. Too bad none of them are coming out. In 2015, they did the same thing. And I like 2015. I thought 2015 was fine. They had the right games to reveal and the right hype. But 2016 was just a clusterfuck, and I hope they make up for that.
Also, I think one other thing we can expect at Sony, and this one's going to be obvious, I mean, that's probably why you didn't put it on the list either. Destiny 2 new gameplay trailer showing up off how open the world actually is this time.
And it fucking is underwhelming as hell. I promise you. Like, to the people who didn't play Destiny, or who did play Destiny, vanilla Destiny, and quit, they're all going to think, why the fuck is this cool? Me included, because I'm one of those people who was just done with that game.
So, I didn't play the last expansion, but I will say this, because I harbor no ill will to anyone who hates Destiny, because...
Same.
Yeah.
I don't understand you, but
I have 460 hours in that game before I quit. And I quit 2 years ago, man. Like, I played so much of that game.
I mean, I'm glad you had fun. That's all I'm going to say, because
that last 60 hours I probably wanted to murder something, trust me. There's a reason I quit.
Thank God you quit.
But I think we're going to see it, though. That they're going to show it.
Yeah, it's too big of a game to not show.
Also, going back to Square Enix stuff, I did see recently, I don't think we're going to see Final Fantasy VII remake, but CyberConnect 2 is the ones developing that, and apparently they just geared up production a lot on that, so we might see it.
Didn't they just move the production in-house recently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with they're hiring a boatload of people now, so they're getting ready to just go full steam ahead on it, so that's encouraging at least.
Cool.
Worrying a little bit, but encouraging.
Fair enough. All right, final. We'll do one for Ubisoft real quick. What's your prediction for Ubisoft?
Ubisoft, where are you? Okay. I actually have 3 for Ubisoft. If you want me to go over them real quick.
Go ahead.
New Just Dance, because that always happens.
True.
New Splinter Cell revealed, which was rumored today.
Oh,
and
God,
Beyond.
Yes. I loved Blacklist. I thought Blacklist was awesome.
Great game and great multiplayer too.
Yeah, the co-op was awesome.
Oh, actually, I think they might finally show off more Mercenaries, that canceled multiplayer game. I think they might bring that back in the Rainbow Six model, but that was a wish from them.
Okay.
And then my last point was they will talk, but show nothing about Beyond Good and Evil 2, because apparently, again, rumor, all rumor, Nintendo paid for production of that. which is also very good, which means it cannot be canceled when Vivid, however you pronounce their goddamn name, eventually buys out Ubisoft. So at least we get Beyond Good and Evil 2 before Ubisoft dies. So I'm happy about that.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Origins.
I can come up with 3. Yeah, that got leaked today. Like it's obviously. All right, here are my 3 predictions for Ubisoft, and these are off the top of my head. Assassin's Creed is extremely underwhelming, and they open the show with that, and nobody cares. And they're gonna talk.
They're gonna have what's her face present Ubisoft this year too again. Yeah, I like her, but
she's not a host.
Yeah, I really like her. She's really good, but not as a no. No, just no.
Fair. South Park gets this really funny gameplay segment, sticks to its release date, but it gets pushed back. Like they're not gonna announce that E3, but that I don't believe that.
Like a week later, they're like, by the way, yeah.
Yeah. Finally, Far Cry 5 looks exactly like every other Far Cry game, but people are gonna buy into the hype because of what it is.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna buy it, but I am intrigued by the story because we don't get enough American terrorism stories in gaming, and I think that's
sensitive.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, you saw like the petitions. You know, people were like, God, some of that petition was dumb. I mean, I'm not gonna get into like political stuff, obviously, because no one wants to get into that. But you know, I think it's just interesting. Like, it's Rainbow Six cowered out on that when they had the single player. They're like, we're gonna show American terrorism and stuff. Like, oh, that could be really interesting because there's a lot of fucked up shit that happens in America, but never touched upon. But you know, I think it's an important subject to touch on. But my worry is they won't do it appropriately, because that's my biggest thing. If you touch on a subject like that, you better do a damn good job about it. And I don't know if I have faith in them doing it. So actually, that just happened. Apparently, Super Street Fighter V is a thing, but it will be free. It's more of a glorified naming to get people back into Street Fighter V. So there's that. That's completely random. Just wanted to open that.
Did that just leak?
Yeah, apparently that just leaked. So.
Hold on. What, IGN, Kotaku?
I think it was someone on NeoGAF or someone who has previously leaked things on the Reddit. But there are a few people reporting on it. Crap, I lost the thread.
It's okay. We'll find it later.
Yeah, but so if anyone's curious, that apparently leaked. Expect that at some point, I guess.
Fair.
Probably during Sony's again.
Okay, what is that it for Ubisoft?
Yeah, that's it. I'm not. Again, I just went on a rant about how I'm worried. I'm cautiously optimistic about Far Cry 5.
Okay,
gameplay's gonna be the exact goddamn same thing.
Agree. Let's do EA and then we'll finish with Bethesda.
Yes, because I got a good one for Bethesda.
Agreed. Let's do EA. I'll go first.
Yeah, just do your whole list if you have one.
Too much Battlefront 2. Mass Effect will get like DLC trailer maybe.
They might also just go out on stage and shoot it with a gun.
Obviously the FIFA and Maddens are gonna take up most of the stage. I'm gonna say that they're gonna pull an indie game. They do this every year. What they did with Unravel and the game they showed last year, and I show that they pull an indie game that like will push the medium forward in a way that people don't expect. I think it's gonna be awesome. And it comes out this year with a date.
Yeah, I think EA is actually surprisingly good about finding good indie games to publish, which is interesting.
True. Too bad they can't
actually do that in house.
Yeah. So that's EA for me.
Mine was just a lot of Star Wars. They're going to show Star Wars Battlefront 2, announce the beta date. That also might happen at Sony's conference again. And then we're also going to get a brand new look at Visceral's
Gets me in Dead Space.
Yep. Yeah. Because we got that short teaser last year, remember?
Yeah.
I think this year we're going to finally see it. I think it's going to tie into the Han Solo movie, too.
So I don't like EA is the one press conference I don't even care about missing. Like I'll be flying at that point. Maybe I think I might actually be home for it. And I don't care to see it. I'll watch it when it's done.
Yeah. No, I always miss EA's. I don't care. I
Dude,
just
last year's was one. I think last year's EA press conference was one of the worst ever. Like it was up there, like top 10 worst for me.
Do you remember when they when EA was sponsoring the Battlefield 1 gameplay thing and Snoop Dogg just kept on passing around a blunt? I do hope that happens again.
He didn't give a fuck at all. It was amazing.
Zac Efron and Jamie Foxx just got high as fuck, and it was great. It was amazing. So good.
Fair. Okay. Let's do Bethesda because Bethesda has killed it the past 2 years. I think a lot of people didn't like the push on Dishonored 2, but that's a great game. Like I don't understand it.
Can I go through my list then?
Yeah, go ahead. You go first, and then I'll go next.
So, and I have 3 items here, and they're all pretty big.
Okay.
Because they already announced Fallout 4 VR, so I'm not really going to talk about that. They're going to show Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. That will be the title of the new Wolfenstein. It's going to be badass because the last 2 Wolfensteins they released have been amazing. I don't think we're going to see anything new on Doom until next year. Quake Champions will be their surprise announcement because they're going to go on stage. Hey guys, Quake Champions, guess what? It's out right now. Download the Bethesda launcher.
I can see
Crazy.
that.
And then the third one. Now, this has been rumored, and I think they're going to reveal it. They are going to have a sci-fi RPG series. So, apparently what Bethesda's wanting to do is it's the timeline of their universe now is Fallout comes first, then this space sci-fi universe comes second in the timeline, and then super far out into the future is actually when Elder Scrolls happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. But I do think the sci-fi RPG exists. It might not be connected to this big timeline thing, but I think that's what they're gonna show. That's gonna be their huge new IP. It's just gonna be Elder Scrolls and Fallout in space, but it's gonna be great.
Fair. My prediction is that Wolfenstein, you're absolutely right. That you hit the nail on the head right there. I don't think we're gonna get Quake Champions. I think that they'll talk about it, but I just don't see that game being ready yet. I don't think that game was even close to ready when they announced it.
Did
I'm
you
sorry.
play the beta?
I did not. I got in. I signed up for it, got into it, and then never played it.
It's pretty good. I was worried about the hero stuff at first. Still am a little bit, but it's not as bad as I thought.
Okay.
But moving on.
Bethesda. Whatever that game is, I don't know if it's gonna be. I think you have the right prediction on that sci-fi game because they had that theme park attraction thing that had 2 in work in under construction signs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say.
I don't know what the second one could be. I do think one of them is the sci-fi RPG, but there is a second one that I have no clue about.
Do you think it's that free-to-play game that everybody's freaking out about?
Oh yeah, they did announce that, didn't they? What was that game called?
They didn't title it. It's just Bethesda AAA freemium game.
Oh, I'm thinking about a different press conference. And what was that game last year? I thought Bethesda.
They had Prey. Which looked awesome.
I'm getting something mixed up from last year, I think. But, yeah, no, I could see them making a freemium game. Quake Champions, they'll have something on the market. But I think the biggest thing, if they want this launcher to work, the Bethesda launcher isn't that bad. But if they want it to really work, they need a new game. They need a game to draw people into Bethesda.net.
Yeah.
What's the killer app for Bethesda.net? Because it's not going to be Quake Champions. I'm going to say that right now.
I agree.
Blizzard had World of Warcraft and Overwatch, and now they're going to have Destiny 2. What does Bethesda have? Nothing. they need more.
They still do a great job with their conference, but I remember watching it last year. It's Elder Scrolls card game took up 10 minutes. Really?
If again, this is gonna be me just going on a random tangent. If I see a new card game, I'm gonna pull my hair out. If you do a card game, that's fine, but don't make it a traditional card game. Again, pull a Phantom Dust. Do something interesting with a deck builder.
Or Gwent.
It doesn't have to be a card game. Just make a deck builder game.
Or make something like Gwent.
Gwen was great. I mean, that was good, but Elder Scrolls Legends is doing nothing new. Fable, the new Fable card game that's coming out still, doing nothing new. Gwent did something new and fun. I don't know. I just think people like. I like card games. I like building a deck and everything. But when you add another element of gameplay over that, it kind of goes to a new level. And I want to see more companies do that.
Fair. All right, final prediction. One bold prediction at E3, and then we'll call it. Bold.
My big one
Think
was
bold.
I put these under random. Psychonauts 2 trailer, for the love of God. Please, I really want to see that. And the big wish. I know it's never going to happen. I'm going to make myself sad wish. Capcom brings back Mega Man Legends 3. It's not going to happen, I know.
No, that Legacy Collection too is cool, I guess.
Actually, I think so. Actually, no, hold on. I'm going to switch. Kind of goes with Mega Man Legends, but not really. I think Capcom will announce future support that all Mega Man games will get their own collection. We're going to see an X collection at some point. We're going to see a Battle Network collection, a Star Force, Zero, Legends bundle with all three of those games without the actual third game.
Fair.
Yeah, I think they'll announce future support for Mega Man. I do think we will see something Mega Man because the show is coming out and they need to get a game out with it.
Fair. My biggest prediction, my boldest prediction, is that Final Fantasy VII does get a new gameplay trailer. I don't buy Kingdom Hearts 3 will, but I think Final Fantasy VII will show up somewhere. Probably Sony stage, probably not at all, but if I had to make a bold prediction, that's it.
Well, I actually agree with that because, again, Square Enix isn't doing it. It's just CyberConnect 2, and they can get games done on time.
And it's gonna piss everybody off because it's gonna play nothing like the original game. Like that little tidbit that they showed with like Cloud and Barrett that looked like 15 but like weirder.
Yeah.
It's gonna piss a lot of people off.
Yeah, no, that it's. Well, my thing with Final Fantasy VII, I noticed this a lot. Don't know how you feel about this personally.
Mm-hmm.
When I talk about it, it seems the only knowledge of Final Fantasy VII some people have is Advent Children, which is really weird to me.
If that is your only experience of Final Fantasy VII, I'm sorry.
I played it. I like Final Fantasy VII, but I just noticed that a lot. Though maybe that's changed because I was back in high school and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Cloud's so emo, I love him." That might have changed. But
it's a fucking shame how many people have not played Final Fantasy VII.
In my opinion, 6, 7, and 9 are the top of that series. 10 was really good too. And then after that, just go play Lost Odyssey.
Or I like 4. I think 6 is the best. I think
4 is really good too.
6 is incredible. Or 7 is incredible. Like, it's not underrated. The game's still amazing. I like 9. I like 10. I hate 12. But I'm starting to appreciate 12 a little bit more. Yeah, 6 is still by far the best one.
And if anyone listens to this and has an Xbox One, please play Lost Odyssey. That's the real... I mean, Final Fantasy XI had a good story, but that's hundreds of hours of an MMO. Don't bother.
I remember playing...
What?
I remember playing Lost Odyssey, and my second disc didn't work, so I just stopped playing it.
Oh, I remember when I got to the minigame. Oh, you just fought a boss? Yeah? Okay, well, here's 4 more, and then we're going to call that a minigame. It's hard, but the story's mind-blowing, so...
It's a great game.
Everyone play it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that was our E3 2017 predictions. Thank you, Will. I appreciate having you on.
Anytime.
And we'll see you guys later.
Yep, have a good one.